All right, we're about to get started, you guys. Welcome. My name is Michelle, and this is a mat Pilates class. It is ABA, abs, butt, and arms. We'll hit the whole body. We're just going to make sure that we really feel our abs, our butt, and our arms by the end of it. We have 3 props. I have 3 things with me on my mat. A slightly deflated ball. You see these a lot of times in Pilates classes or bar classes. It's got a little bit of give to it. If you don't have one of these, a regular ball is fine. It's got to be about this size though. Let me show it to you a little closer. So you don't want like a big basketball, and you don't want like a little tennis ball. If you don't have this, hey Jaffa, if you don't have this, you're gonna roll up a towel and place it at the small of your back instead. Other than the ball, I have a set of small weights. I'm using 3 pounds today, and I have a towel that I'm gonna use as a glider, so something that your feet can slide on. That's it. 3 props, something that slides, a towel or a glider, a small Pilates or bar ball, and a set of light dumbbells. You're gonna set that all off at the top of your mat. Get some music going. Any music is fine, anything that gives you a little bit of energy. And we're gonna get started standing at the back of our mat. All right, so feet at the back of the mat. I know my head is cut off a little bit. I'll be in the screen in just a moment. So feet are hips width. You're gonna start by tucking your chin into your chest and just slowly rolling all the way down over your legs. I'm gonna take a few moments here. I want you to put a giant bend in your knees and tip a little extra weight forward. So we're on the forefront of our foot instead of the heel of our foot. Back of the head is heavy, shoulders are heavy. We're gonna take 3 giant breaths here. All the way in. And all the way out. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, empty. One more time, big breath in. Big breath out. Now, lengthen your spine out, halfway lifted. So you have a flat tabletop shape in your back. And again, we're pushing a little bit more onto the forefront of our foot. I want you to feel the stretch in the back of your legs for a moment. Draw your belly button up away from the ground. Reach your tailbone out long to the back edge of the mat. And then take your arms, sweep them up in line with your ears. Fingertips reaching to the top of the mat. And then sweep your fingertips to the back edge of the mat. That's all we're gonna do for these first few breaths. Arms reach forward, arms reach back. Just starting to fire up the core muscles, feeling the muscles that support your spine. And just waking up the backs of those legs a little. If you notice yourself shifting backwards, go ahead and rock your weight forward again. You're here for about 5 more breaths. Maybe starting to feel a little strength in your low back. Make sure it feels good. And last 2. Awesome. Last one. Leave your arms reaching out in front of you. The whole entire upper body is going to lift up for 2 counts. Arms are still overhead. And then hinge forward, down for 2 counts. Good. Lift for 2 counts. Start to squeeze the glutes as you rise. Lower for 2 counts. Flat back. Arms reaching out. Lift for 2 counts. Lower for 2 counts. We have it 2 more times. All the way up. All the way back down. Beautiful, you guys. Last one, squeeze the glutes, rise to stand, and then hinge at the hips. Body reaches forward. Stay for 3. Stay for 2. Make the stretch a little longer. Last breath in. Fold on your breath out. Walking all the way out into a tabletop position. Take a few rounds of cat and cow. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Drop your belly, lift your gaze to the ceiling. Tuck your chin to your chest, around your upper back. Belly to the floor, gaze to the sky on your breath in. Chin to chest, around your upper back, breathe out. One more time, belly to the floor, gaze lifts. Chin to your chest, around your upper back. And then split the difference between cat and cow, come into a tabletop position. If you have that deflated ball, you're gonna go ahead and place it between your inner thighs. If not, no worries. You can do this exercise without it. So that ball is right in between your thighs. Tuck off the ground. So we're in a floating tabletop position. And then just like we did a flat back a moment ago standing, create that same shape here. So there's no drop in the lower belly or in the low back. There's no rounding. Tailbone reaches back, crown of the head reaches forward. Start to feel that first little shake in the legs and in the abs. Hug the belly button even tighter into your low back. Stay right here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. If your knees are starting to lift, bring them back down. You have your last 3, last 2, last 1. Knees down, untuck your toes, child's pose. Take 2 full breaths. And then lift yourself back up to tabletop. Toes tuck, knees hover just an inch off the ground. And now you're going to slide your legs against that ball. Only the right knee is going to tap down. Use your abs to scoop the ball back up. Just the left knee taps down. Use your abs, scoop back up. We'll keep moving just like that. One knee at a time, we're reaching to the floor. And if you could watch this from the back, you would notice that your hips are dropping or leaning to one side and then coming back to level. Watch your knees, make sure they don't start to lift up too high. You have about 10 more seconds here. Just little taps to the ground. Start to warm up the arms, the abs. You have your last 5, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tap the knees down, untuck your toes. Take a little rest. Lift it back up to tabletop. We're going to keep the ball exactly where it is between the inner thighs and just roll onto our backs. So 1 back bone at a time, melting your spine against the floor. Cover your shins up in line with the floor, parallel. That ball is still between the inner thighs. And then for these first few moments, I want you to press your low back into the ground. Give that ball a squeeze. Make sure the knees are right over top of your hips. And just pressing the low back into the floor should be enough to fire up the abs. Hug the ball in even tighter. Take just a few rounds of breath. No reps, nothing to do besides breathe. One more time. Big breath in through the nose. Big breath out through the nose. Float your toes back down to the ground. Just the tips of your toes touch. And then bring your hands behind your head, fingertips right behind the ears. Giant breath in. On your exhale, pull the ribs into the floor. Float your chest and chin off the mat. Inhale, lower back down. Exhale, float head, neck, and shoulders up. And that's all it is, just a small abdominal curl. Using the exhale to pull the ribs down, that's what lifts us up. Check in with the lower half of your body. Notice if your feet are starting to get heavy on the mat. See if you can rise higher to your toes. Let's take about 15 more seconds here, just the abdominal curl. And it always helps me to put my hand on my ribs, right on the top of my abs, so I can feel them pull together and pull down into the ground. All together, we have our final 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2. Hold your next one at the top. We take a little pulse off the ground for 10, for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Head, neck, and shoulders lower. Use your next out breath, your next exhale to float the legs back up to tabletop. Shins parallel to the ground. Give that ball an extra squeeze, extra little hug with the inner thighs. Both toes at the same time are going to reach for the floor. Keep pressing your low back into the ground. And then belly button pulls down. That's what draws the legs back up. Inhale, tap your toes to the floor. Exhale, pull the legs back up with your ab muscles. So we're going to get all of the ab work out of the way right in the beginning. Make sure we really feel those ab muscles, and then we'll move on to our glutes. As you tap your toes down to the ground, try not to let your shoulders come with you. Keep pressing them down into the mat. Keep pressing your low back into the mat. Only thing that gets to move are your legs. We have 2 more repetitions of this. Just a light tap down to the ground, and then scoot the legs back up. One more time, tap the toes down. Scoot your legs back up, hands behind your head, float head, neck, and shoulders up off the ground. Right here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees into your chest. All right, hopefully you're starting to feel those abs warm up. We're gonna take that deflated ball and place it underneath our tailbone for this next one. Now, if your ball is fully inflated, if it's a little firmer, this exercise might not work with the ball, and in that case, you're just gonna toss it to the side and pick it back up again in a moment. So you can do this with your butt on the ground. Both legs come back up to tabletop. And you're gonna give yourself a moment to get adjusted. It should feel a little wobbly at first. Now, in the very beginning when we were in that hovering tabletop and we were shimmying our knees from right to left, I want you to try your best not to let the knees shimmy at all. So we did it on purpose in the beginning, and now I want you to purposely keep that shimmy out. Knees are level the whole entire time. Both legs are going to reach down to the floor. Take a little toe tap. Keep pulling your belly button into that space between your low back and the floor. Scoop the belly in, lift the legs back up. So if you don't have the ball, you're just going to go back to that variation that we did a second ago. Hips on the ground, both legs reaching. The ball adds a little bit of instability. It makes the hips want to shimmy. We get rid of the shimmy. And then you're really going to focus on keeping the shape of your spine the same. So we're not letting the low back dip or arch. Like it's not smushing into the ground. And it's also not lifting up away from the ground. Squeeze the inner thighs together, especially the lower the legs get. Tighter and tighter in the inner thighs. Let that zip all the way up through the abs. About 15 seconds left. Just the shoulders melting into the ground. Soften your jaw. You have 1 more toe tap. Time for 1 more good one. Pull the belly button into the low back. Keep that space between your back and the floor. And lift all the way back up. Rock your hips off the ground. Bring your feet back down. And just windshield wiper your feet from side to side. And the hip flexors a little break. We're going to lift our upper bodies up, and if you have that deflated ball, you're going to put it right at the base of your shoulder blades. So right in the middle of right and left shoulder blade, kind of toward the bottom. And then you're going to trap that ball right there. Hands come behind your head. We're using it to take a bigger extension. So we're going to inhale up and back, and then pause for a second. Sink a little extra weight into your hips. Make your tailbone really heavy on the ground. Make sure you're not overarching your back. So we're still keeping the ribs knitted together just a touch. Take another big breath in to get ready. On your exhale, head, neck, and shoulders curl up just to neutral. So we're not coming all the way up. Lean back on your breath in. Curl head, neck, and shoulders back up in line with the rest of your body. And that's all it is. A little reach back on your inhale. On your exhale, pull that bottom rib down toward the hips. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, lift. I want you to think about the bottom rib leading this movement. As we start to exhale, that very bottom rib, the lowest one, pulls the rest of the body back up. Make the elbows a touch wider if you can. If your neck is really bothering you, you could grab a towel or a yoga strap. Give yourself a little support here. Do about 5 more. Nice and slow. Give yourself a little hesitation, a second to hold at the top. 1 more. Lift up and hold it. Rise all the way up to the tips of your toes, just like we did in our toe taps, and start to float 1 knee in towards your chest. Right and left, just marching the knees in. Now, take a peek at your hips. Make sure they're not wobbling side to side. I want you to keep the pelvis as steady as you can. Just float the thigh in toward your chest. Can you curl the head, neck, and shoulders any higher? Awesome, you guys. We have 6 more, 3 on each side. Curl up a little higher, dig the belly button down into the low back. You have 4. You have 3. Last 2. And last one, tap the feet down, take a big stretch back over the ball. You're gonna rock to either side, get rid of the ball behind your back, just bring it to your hands. Head, neck, and shoulders float back up, legs are in tabletop. Last little bit of ab work right here. You're gonna send the right leg out in front of you. Don't move the left thigh any closer. Keep it directly over your hip. Pass the ball behind your left thigh. Everything comes back to center. And switch. And switch. And switch. And you're just gonna keep switching, coming back to tabletop each time. If you're feeling super strong, you can rock all the way up to like a single leg, kind of a teaser variation. So it can be a full roll up, passing the ball behind the thigh. Oh my gosh. Already starting to feel this one. Keep the shoulders soft, keep the neck relaxed. You have 4, 3, 2. Last one, hug the knees in toward your chest. We come into that variation one more time. Legs lift up to tabletop. Scoop the belly down to the mat. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Lift the ball up toward the ceiling to start. And then as you curl head, neck, and shoulders up, you're gonna reach the right leg out and freeze. So the hands are behind the thigh. Now adjust the ball, it's gonna move forward and backwards. Legs stay stationary, don't let the left thigh get any closer toward your chest. Keep pulsing toward that left foot for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. The ball hooks your calf, straighten your leg up. Keep pulsing up right here for 10, for 9, 8, push your leg into the ball, lift even higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold it. Remove the ball, pass it around your thigh for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, keep the ball behind the leg, push it back behind the leg for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug the knees in. We've got it one more time on the other leg, and then you guys are finished with your abs. You're gonna lift your legs to tabletop, hands on the ball. Float the left knee out, bring the ball behind your right thigh. Don't move the thigh, just the head, neck, and shoulders. Push the ball forward for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, leg to the leg, keep pulsing up for 10, 9, big wide beach ball shape in the arms, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, push the ball forward for 10, 9, and then out of order, it's all good. We're gonna pass the ball in circles in 5, 4, 3, 2, circles right here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest the legs in. Nice work, you guys. We'll get a little bit more of our obliques when we do our glute work. For now, I want you to roll onto your stomach. Prop your forearms up on the ground in Sphinx pose. And just press into the forearms, open up the chest. A little bit of a swan prep, if you know the Pilates terminology. Sphinx pose if you do more yoga. Push into the elbows, push the shoulders away from the ears. Take just 2 more breaths. And then lower all the way down onto your belly. Press into your hands, reach your hips back towards your heels for child pose. Move yourself up to tabletop. And we're going to grab one of our light dumbbells. One single dumbbell. It's going to tuck behind your, let's start with your right knee. It's going to tuck behind the right knee. Now, a good tabletop shape, because if we use that tabletop shape the best that we can, we're gonna keep working the abs and we're gonna start working the arms. So think about this as a full body movement. Chest is lifting up away from the ground, the outsides of the shoulders are stretched, and we have that dumbbell just tucked behind the right knee. You're gonna start with a little lift and lower. We are moving on to our glute work here. A little lift and a lower, lift and lower. And as you start to lift and lower that right leg, I want you to notice if you push a lot of weight into the left side, or if you're leaning over to the left. If you are, fire up those tired abs. You've already felt them. Use them to keep the shoulders square. We're going for time on these. You have 10 more seconds left. Just a single lift up toward the ceiling. Pushing against that dumbbell, trying to squeeze the heel in toward the seat. We're going to keep our leg lifted in 3, 2, hold the next one up. Tiny pulses toward the ceiling. Just pressing that right heel up. And try to sink your right hip down an inch or 2. See if that makes the abs work a little harder. If it doesn't, lift it back up where it was. You've got to play around a little bit. I don't have the screen to be able to tell you exactly where you need to move your hips. So every once in a while, think about lengthening and readjusting the spine. The best posture that you can create in this tabletop shape. And just see if that makes the burn in the glute or the burn in the abs a little more noticeable. Coming up on these last few seconds here, we've got about 20 seconds left. Just a little kick up toward the ceiling. Squeezing that dumbbell still, trying not to let it go away. Another great variation would be taking that small ball behind your hamstring and your calf instead of the dumbbell. Stay right here. You have your final 5. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knee down. You're going to remove the dumbbell. Stretch your right leg all the way out, long behind you. Curl your heel in toward your seat. Stretch your leg out long. Squeeze the glute. Curl your heel in 2 counts. Stretch the leg out 2 times. Squeeze the glute even tighter. Just like this, smooth, fluid movements. Push a little extra weight into your right hand. See if that squares the shoulders off anymore. Extra squeeze of the glute. Every time that leg gets long, give it an extra little flex. Hug the belly button up. You have your last 20 seconds here. We're going to roll onto our left hand, left knee when we're done with this movement. Last 10 seconds. Left hand, left knee. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep the right leg stretched out long. Roll left hand, left knee. Keep the leg stretched out. So we start to get a little into the obliques here. This top leg, the right leg, is going to tap down to the ground and then lift and squeeze it back up. Tap it down, lift and squeeze. I like to stay high on my fingers on my a tension hand on this left side. You can have a flat palm, you can take your hand to a block or a dumbbell, something to lift you up. I want you to feel space across the chest. So if your hand is down and your shoulders are shrugging up towards your ears, I need you to change a couple things to create some space across the top of the body. We start to feel a little bit of heat in the outside of that right glute, but I want you to focus on what the right obliques are doing, all the way up above the hip. Think about the spine staying long. We're not crunching this spot. We're just feeling it support us. Last 5 seconds. We're going to hold that right leg in the air in 4, 3, 2. Keep it lifted. Little circles back behind you. Just 30 seconds on this one. A little faster. A little shorter, I should say. Circles don't have to be fast. I want you to move at a pace that lets you keep everything else still. So the chest isn't wobbling, that bottom leg isn't wobbling. Whew, my right glute is on fire. You have about 10 seconds left. Space across the chest, relax the neck. All together right here for 5, for 4, for 3. Stay with me in 2, and in 1, lower all the way down. Nice work, you guys. We're going to take that left forearm all the way down to the ground. Keep your knees bent. I've got my right side stacked on top of my left. Both knees are tucked in. And then you're going to press yourself up into a kneeling plank, side plank. So left forearm and left knee, they have every bit of work here, every bit of pressure. Stretch the right leg back out like we did just a second ago. That bottom hip is going to tap the ground. Squeeze left oblique and outer glute to lift back up. Tap down, squeeze and lift. So this is where we start to get our obliques, building off of the ab work that we've already done. But it's gonna happen whether you want it to or not. So I need you to put a little more attention onto the outside of that left glute. Keep flexing it. Whew, that right side is still talking to you, I know. We have 10 more seconds before we lay all the way down on our sides. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, left hip down, slide the left arm out. We keep that right leg lifted, pulse it forward 2 times, sweep it back 1 time. Pulse it forward 2 times, sweep it back 1 time. And keeping your right ankle in line with your right hip. Try not to let it drop. And then hug the ab muscles in tight. Keep the rest of the body steady, the rest of the spine steady. Starting to feel some heat build up on the outside of that right glute. We've got a few more exercises. Targeting this right side. Last 3. Last 2. We're going to keep the right leg reaching out long on this final one. Reach it out long. And then just like we did kneeling, tiny little circles. Take your right hand onto your right hip. Push your right hip away from your ribs. You'll feel that left oblique pop up off the mat. This is your final thing for the outside of this right hip. I want you to let it feel every bit of work. Don't shy away from it. Don't ignore it. You came here to do a little something. Focus on that something that you're doing. Stay for 10, for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug the knees in toward your chest. You're going to roll all the way onto your back and give the legs a big squeeze. And cross your right ankle to your left knee. Oh my goodness. Hug the left thigh into your chest. All right, you guys, we're going to uncross the legs. I'm going to sit up and fold the back half of my mat in. So this is where you're going to need your thing that slides. And I just have a regular old hand towel, a washcloth. If you've got fancy gliders, great. If you don't, anything that makes your foot slide, it could just be your sock. So you're going to take that sliding thing and put it underneath your left foot. So left foot only goes on the slider. Right foot is stacked on the ground. Lay yourself all the way down onto your back, and we're going to take a couple bridges. Nothing funny in the feet right now. Okay, both feet are heavy. Lift your hips, squeeze your glutes, tap your butt back down. Lift and squeeze, tap back down. That's all you got. In your mind, I need you to know that we're still focusing on the right glute. We're always looking at the whole body. We're going to watch both hips, we're going to watch both shoulders. But if you have any extra brain power, I want you to put it on the back of that right leg, back of the hamstring and where the hamstring and the glute meet. Okay, 2 more. Hold your next one up at the top. Both feet on the ground, squeezing both glutes. Take a peek at your hips. Just open the eyes, don't lift the head. And notice if they're level. Maybe drop one hip and lift it back up just to double check or to make sure. Now we're going to slide the left leg out. I want you to squeeze your right glute so tight that the hips stay level. So slide that left leg out, 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 out. Left hamstring pulls the left heel back in. We're still squeezing that right glute. Slide the left leg out for 2 counts. Pull the left leg back in for 2 counts. It's easy to get distracted by that left leg. I want you to focus on the right glute, holding the hips level. Out for 2 counts. In for 2 counts. We're here for a whole minute. Give me a little tuck in the tailbone. I don't need you to lift up very high. Right? I want the low back to feel long. I want the glutes to feel like they're in control. Whew, starting to feel that right side, I hope. It's okay if you feel the left side too. Make sure you feel something on the right side. 20 seconds. Watch that that left hip doesn't lower down as you send the leg out. Spread the right foot out. You got it, you guys. We're here for 10 seconds. And then that left leg is lifting in the air. There's no rest. This finishes out the right side. Final 5, 4, 3, 2. Left leg in the air. Pulls the hips up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees into your chest. One more time. Right ankle, left knee. Hug the left thigh in. Rock yourself all the way back up. If you folded your mat up, just give it a little stretch back out. And you're going to grab your dumbbell again. We're going into our second side of glutes. So we've got the dumbbell behind the left knee. A good tabletop position. Chest is lifted. Knees are underneath the hips. Squeeze your heel tight into your butt and then just lift and lower that left leg. Again, we could focus just on the glute, or we could focus on the whole body here and really finish out that ab work. Really get that full picture for the core. And start to warm up the chest and the shoulders for our arm work that's coming up. About 20 seconds left, just these little lifts. Every time you lift the left heel up, think about flexing right where the hamstring and the glute meet. Of our last 3. Last 2, hold this one up and then start to take those little kicks. Now every single kick up, every lift is a flex right at the base of the glute. At the top of the hamstring, base of the glute. Hips are square, shoulders are square. Worry less about your foot, just focus on that glute muscle. Glutes, abs, arms, that's what we're focusing on here. Not feet, not knees. Your brain right on those muscles that you want to feel. I want you to stare down at your mat, stare down at your hands, get focused. Maybe you close your eyes. Try to avoid looking around the house or looking around the room. This is the only thing that you need to think about right now. Just what that left glute is doing. You have 10 more seconds before we ditch the dumbbell. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knee down, ditch the weight. Stretch your left leg back out. You're going to flex your foot, curl it in for 2 counts. Point your toes, stretch it out, squeeze the glute. Flex your foot. Point your toes, squeeze the glute. It's a hamstring curl. We're feeling that left hamstring. And every time that leg is long, you squeeze right where the glute meets the back of the leg. Moving slow. Just trying to notice any like lean to the right or feeling a little click in my left knee. I'm trying to figure out what muscles I can squeeze to support that so I don't feel that click. This is just a chance for you to focus on the body, feel what things work well, what things need a little more support. Muscles need to get stronger. You're here for 5. For 4, we're going to keep the leg long. Roll right hand, right knee in 3, 2, 1. Right hand, right knee. Left arm rises. You tap the left leg down, and you lift it back up. So tap it down, lift it back up. You'll start to feel a little bit in that left oblique. That's a good thing. We want to feel that. Try your best to keep the collarbone spread wide. Left arm reaching up away from the right. On purpose, can you hug the belly button in toward your spine? Tighten up that space between the hip bones. Doing good, you guys. Last few here. Starting to feel some heat build up on this left side. Outside of the glute and outside of the oblique. Hips are stacked. Make sure that front hip isn't rolling forward. You have your last few counts. We're coming up on 30 seconds of circles before we lower it down in 5, 4, 3, 2, hold the left leg up, little tiny circles back. 30 seconds. Nothing else gets to move. Ooh, my goodness, that is burning. All right, all right. Almost done. 15 seconds. Stay with me. 10 seconds. Came to feel it. Let yourself feel it. Last 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring it all the way down on 1. Whew. Alrighty. You're going to lower all the way down onto your right side. That's not right. You're going to bring it down to your right forearm. The knees are still bent. And then lengthen the left leg out. You're going to lift the right hip off the ground. Squeeze your right glute, right oblique. Tap back down. And tap. This top hand can go wherever you want it to. So that left glute is still working, but I want you to focus on this right side, lifting you up. Right, squeeze the outside of that right glute. Oh gosh, my left side will not stop being louder. It is angry and tired and ready to come down. It will in just a moment. You're here for 5. We're gonna flex that left foot and kick forward and backwards in 3. In 2, bring it all the way down, slide the arm out. We have kick, kick forward, 1 sweep back. Kick, kick forward, 1 sweep back. But you can match any breath that you want. I like the exhale as I kick forward because it lets me hollow out the abs and stop gripping my hip flexor. If you like to exhale when you kick back, that's fine. Just make sure you do it every time. Take a peek over at that left leg. Make sure that it's not dropping down. It's not starting to dip toward the floor or draw a diagonal line. It's a focus. The rest of the body stays totally still. All right, we're almost there. Last 4. Last 3. We have 1 more set of those little circles in 2. Guys, final time. 2 kicks forward, end the leg in line with the hip, and we take little circles to the back. Tiny, tiny little circles, 30 seconds. Can you slide that left hip away from the left ribs? Last 10 seconds. All you've got to hug those abs in. Keep the body still. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll onto your backs. Cross your left ankle to your right knee. Hug your right thigh in towards your chest. Enjoy that stretch on the left hip. Awesome. And then we're going to sit ourselves all the way up. Fold your mat in half if you need the space. And then grab your glider, place it underneath your right foot. This is it, our last bit of glutes. We've got arms, and then you are out of here for the day. Onto your back, both feet are on the ground. Only the right foot gets the slider. You're gonna push into both feet like nothing funny is going on. Lift both hips, just like a normal bridge, and then tap back down. Don't let the glider under the right foot throw you off. Right? So both glutes flex, both hips lower. Right here, practice a little tuck of your tailbone. Tailbone reaching long toward the backs of the knees. And for me, it feels like I get stuck, like I can't lift as high as I normally can, but I feel my glutes, my hamstrings instead of my low back, instead of my middle back. Really just targeting right at the base of the glutes. Go for 3. For 2. Hold the next one up at the top. Take a moment, make sure the hips are level. Right, test it out, drop one, pick it back up, just so that you know what that feels like. And then go ahead and slide the right leg out long for 2 counts. Drag it back in, hips don't move an inch. Lower the right leg down for 2 counts. Drag it back in, no change in the hips. You've got to squeeze that left glute so tight. That's what's gonna help keep the hips level. And then feel a little extra extra pressure in the left shoulder or the right shoulder. So that left glute and the back of that right shoulder, there's a nice diagonal line connecting the two of them. Feel the energy shift or travel between those 2 points. Beautiful, you guys. We have our last 3. That right leg is lifting straight up to the ceiling. In 2, flex the left glute a little harder. Last one, all the way out, all the way in. Right leg to the sky, 10 pulses to the top for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Left ankle, right knee. Hug the right thigh in toward your chest. All right, we did it. We made it to the last set of exercises. Really short with the arms today. We're gonna get into them quickly by unfolding the mat. If you have a deflated ball, you're gonna place that between your inner thighs, and we're coming right into a set of push-ups. Set those dumbbells up at the top of your mat. I'm gonna take my push-ups on my knees today. I love the feeling of the ball between the inner thighs on your knees. It really fires up those low abs. But if you're feeling like that's gonna happen more on your toes, take that instead. Arms are wide. You have 4 counts to lower down. Hips are reaching toward the floor. Chest lowers down in 4, 3, 2, 1. Press back up. 3, 2, 1. Good. Take it down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Press back up. 3, 2, 1. 3 more. Super slow. Keep the tailbone tucked under. Untuck the toes. Push them into the floor. 2 more slow, and then you're going to take 10 seconds up to tempo. 1 count down, 1 count up. You got this. Stay in it. Don't let that make you want to take a rest. 1 more time slow. Right here, you guys single it out. 1 count down, 1 count up. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Child's pose. And breathe. Set the ball off to the side. Rise up to your knees with your light dumbbells. So we've got knees, hips with distance. Tops of the feet are pressing into the ground. You should feel a little squeeze in the back of your legs still. Right, tuck the tailbone under. Make those things work even though the arms are our focus right now. Palms face each other. Both arms are going to just slide up in front of you for 2 counts. And then slide back down for 2 counts. Sit nice and easy. Up for 2. Back down for 2. When you lift the arms, try not to lean away from the hands. I want you to keep the weight shifting forward. Lift for 2. And lower for 2. Lift for 2. And lower for 2. I have really light dumbbells. Honestly, I would have to do like 50 of these to feel it. I hope you have something a touch heavier and that you're already feeling some heat in your shoulders. If you're not, I want you to hold your arms up in line with your shoulders. So you're gonna hold them right here for these next 3 reps. Don't move them. Only if you need to feel more of a burn. Swap the weights out if they feel too easy. Last 2. Next one, hold it at the top. Palms face the ceiling. We curl in for 2 counts. We stretch out for 2 counts. Curl in for 2 counts. Stretch out for 2 counts. If they're too easy, grab heavier weights, or you're only gonna come in halfway and then keep the arms out long. That's just gonna make it feel a little heavier with those dumbbells. If they're heavy, bring them all the way in. Bring them all the way out. A few more for 4. Notice my elbows aren't dropping down by my ribs. They're right in line with the shoulders. You guys, you have your last 2. Last one, the arms are gonna stay long. Keep the palms facing the ceiling, sweep the arms down for 2 counts, right back into it, up for 2 counts. Down for 2, up for 2. If these are too easy, if you're not feeling enough work in the arms, keep the hands in line with the shoulders the whole time. Right, you're gonna do an isometric hold at the top if the weights are too light. Chest is tall, glutes are tight, abs are tight. Give me 3 more. We're going back into those curls in 2. Last one, keep the hands up in line with the shoulders. One last time. Curl in for 2 counts. Stretch out for 2 counts. Curl in for 2. Stretch out for 2. Crown of the head, reaching right up over the knees. I've got a little bit of work in the inner thighs happening. Hamstrings are still turned on. Stay with me. 5 more. Last 4. Whew, last 3. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Final 2. You guys, the last one, we keep the arms reaching out long for 5. For 4, get longer. 3, 2, and 1. Relax the arms down by your sides. Both dumbbells in one hand, unless you have really heavy weights. So if you have like 8s or 10s, you might not be able to double them up. You're gonna take the weights in your left hand, right hand's on the ground and tabletop, and then just the left arm's gonna kick back. You've got 30 seconds of moving tricep extensions, followed by a little pulse. We only have 1 round, so I don't want you to take any breaks during this. Maybe you keep the arm lifted. Don't let the dumbbells drop all the way back down. Halfway through the movement, halfway through that full range. We got it. 5 more seconds. We're going to take a little pulse at the back in 3, in 2. Hold it back. Little pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Lengthen the spine. You have 3, 2, 1, and lower. Switch right to the other side. I know we're moving fast. Squeezing in these arms. You have 30 seconds. Full range. All the way back. All the way in. Try not to sink down into that left shoulder. Keep lifting away from the ground. Arms, shoulders are getting a workout just from this tabletop position. Halfway through the movement. Final 5 seconds coming up. We've got pulses, guys. 1 more set of push-ups, and you are out of here in 3, 2. Pulse it back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the dumbbells 1 more time with the ball between your knees. Same pattern as last time. 5 slow, 10 counts, single reps. Toes or knees, totally up to you. You are here for your first one. Down for 4 counts. Back up for 4 counts. Down for 4 counts. Up for 4 counts. We've got 3 more. 2 more. Last one slow, stay with me, don't speed it up yet. 4 counts down, take your time. 4 counts back up right here, single counts down and up for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sink it all the way back. Walk your hands all the way in. Ditch the ball. You guys would have a little stretch and you are out of here. Nice work this morning. Press your ankles in front for me. Take a moment, just close the eyes and a couple deep breaths. This part right here is just as important as all the sit-ups, as all the bicep curls. Starting to soften the body. Sweep both arms all the way up overhead. Take a big breath in. Right hand to the ground, left arm sweeps up and over on your breath out. Lift back up to the center, take a big inhale. Left hand to the ground, right arm up and over on your exhale. 1 more each way, high to the center, breath in. Over to the right, breath out. High to the center, inhale. Over to the left, exhale. Bring it back up to center, both hands down, both shoulders tall. You'll take your right arm, cross it over your body, use the left arm to pull it in toward your chest. That right shoulder, I want you to push it away from your ear. And I like to push my forearms into each other. It gives me a really nice stretch across the top of my shoulder blades. So taking even breaths in and out. And take that left hand all the way up and back. Pat yourself on the back, elbow into your palm, lift your chin away from your chest. That's a lot of cues. Keep some space in the front of your chest for this one. And then Shake the arms out. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. You've got your left arm across your body, right arm pulls it in, left shoulder pushes away from the ears. And then take your left hand, pat yourself on the back, elbow into your palm, chin away from your chest. Most importantly, chin away from chest, push your left palm into your back. And then shake your arms out. One last time, lace your hands together. Turn your palms to face the ceiling, look up on your breath in. And then pull the palms back behind you, elbows pull right to left. That should feel like a good stretch in your chest. I want you to do this one more than once today. More than one time. Hands behind your head and just lift your chest up to the sky. So release your hands. Plant your feet, just give your legs a little hug. Tuck your chin into your chest, round your upper back. So release the bind, roll your shoulders back. We have one final breath together. Inhale, reach up. The biggest breath you've taken all morning. Hold it at the top for just a second. Give me a big smile as you exhale. You guys are all finished. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. This was